Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window as we always do and see what's going on out there. And look at that fog rolling in, and it's been doing that since about noontime or so. Of course, this morning we did see some flurry activity around North Central Washington, East Wenatchee. The lawns were white this morning, and this could result once again in kind of a wintry mix for your commute on Friday, especially tomorrow morning. Light freezing rain possible for portions of the Columbia Basin. I think we will see more of a snow event if we see anything tomorrow, a lot like today, but just keep in mind you could see a thin film of snow or a thin film of ice from freezing rain tomorrow morning. And we'll talk more about your weather forecast coming up, as always, a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. An increase in local sales tax to pay for expanded Link bus service is put on hold, and another roundabout is coming to an intersection near you. But first, we begin tonight. An overflow, fired up crowd packed a small conference room at the Wenatchee Community Center last night to listen to a presentation on the development of the Black Rock Terrace estates. The plan is to divide 13 acres into 17 home sites. It's about 3/4 of a mile north of the base of Saddle Rock and next to the Jacobson Preserve at the foot of Black Rock near the Rack. Developer Stephen Tramp spent the first 45 minutes of the meeting reading various letters and comments that were sent to the city of Wenatchee by concerned residents, and answered by a team of experts that Tramp had assembled. Then many of those in attendance, angry at what they thought were stalling tactics, became disgruntled and restless, wanting to speak their minds. When it was their turn, speak their minds they did, with comments regarding slope safety and erosion, fire safety, water runoff, and mule deer habitat.
You all feeling like you have to get up and... Excuse me, sir.
What is happening here is very disrespectful to the audience. Extremely.
Yes.
I'm a high school English teacher who's retired. I retired 19 years ago, and if I had a lesson plan like this, I'd have been thrown out of the building. You people don't care what we have to say. You're trying to stonewall us from getting in here. This guy was out front, stonewalling, not letting people in.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
and
we're on number
everything
7.
you do is just to keep doing
eat
the
up the
same
clock.
terrible
We're,
So you've
thing.
done
we're
that.
almost finished. Let's get this finished and then you guys
You're
will.
let him speak. By reading off of a document that we've all
We've
had.
all
for
got
the
it.
full
You're
time.
acknowledging we all
This
have
is
this.
a technique. I taught
Okay.
propaganda.
I'll
You're just doing
run this through real quick.
propaganda techniques one after the other.
We're going to give you guys all a chance to talk here in a minute.
In a minute.
Listen to us. We all have read that.
The overarching goal of the comprehensive plan in policy 1 says, quote, to discourage development on the hillsides surrounding the city to preserve open space and public safety. How can you possibly say that your proposed development addresses that concern?
I had 30 years in with the city fire department as a fire officer, an ensign captain, and a battalion chief, and so I'm kind of an expert in the area. I think I've saved lots and lots of properties in the structure protection capacity, and I haven't lost a single one that I was in charge of. But you know, you guys have a problem up there. I mean, this development over here is 75% of it is surrounded by wild land, and there's an urban wildland interface that runs on Skyline Drive. And so that's a problem enough, and a long range travel time to get equipment up there and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, this goes above and beyond the pale. And I fully expect the houses to get built up there, although I'm opposed to it. And I also expect all of them to burn down. I expect that neighborhood will burn down just like you see on TV with California right now.
I'd like to address what you say the development is going to look like. When I look at your picture, I see no cuts and fills shown. I see no fences. I see a limited house heights where people are not obviously interested in the view. Are you going to require that people not have fences and not do cuts and fills and limit housing heights? Or is this just a bogus thing that you put together to make us think that it's not going to look like?
Tramp assured those in attendance that the entire planned development has to be approved by the city to proceed, and they will follow every guideline the city sets forth. Tramp also left open the possibility of another public meeting in the near future. Voters in Chelan and Douglas County will not be asked in February for a sales tax increase to pay for expanded public transit services. Link Transit's Board of Directors decided this week to cancel the special election previously set for February 13th and instead consider delaying it until later in the year. Link Board Chairman Kevin Overbay says they need more time to plan an informational campaign before asking voters for a phased increase in the sales tax.
We really want to make sure that it's transparent, that they understand exactly why it is that Link is asking for the increase in sales tax, what would actually be provided to the citizens with regards to the improvements to the Link system, and how that was going to look. And so, you know, realistically, we were going to take a step back. We wanted to do our due diligence. We wanted to be transparent, and basically wanted to let them know, give the voters an opportunity to actually have all of that information, you know, in their hands before they actually cast their ballot.
I know here at the Transportation Council meeting this morning, there are also some questions about, well, why doesn't Link just raise the fares instead of going to the sales tax?
Yeah, the fares actually, even if they were to raise them, to double them, it would actually only provide about $600,000 additional revenue. The sales tax increase, which when you really break it down, it's about 2 cents, you know, once the 2 cent amount would be implemented, would be 2 cents on $10 or 20 cents on 100, would actually run about $8 per person or $24 a household. Really comes out to be about $6 million revenue versus the $600,000 revenue. And so realistically, by raising the fares, it would only generate 10% of what the sales tax would generate. So and that would not be enough to actually increase the services that were identified by those folks that took the survey that was sent out this last year.
Directors had proposed a 0.2% increase over the next 2 years to raise $6 million for more bus routes and increase the frequency of trips on some routes. The board will reconsider the issue coming up in January. Officials with the city of Wenatchee hosted an open house Tuesday afternoon to explain some planned traffic revisions on the city's north side. The open house provided area residents information including maps and illustrations of 2 projects. The Western Avenue Springwater Street roundabout and Foothills Middle School crossing improvements were explained, as well as plans to install flash beacons to control speeding in that school zone located on Maple Street. Those projects are on schedule for next spring. Coming up next, Chelan and Douglas County consider a regional law library. Eastmont partners with the YMCA for student care, and the Navy issues an apology for the obscene skywriting above Okanagan County. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and Local Public House, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Welcome back. In other news, Chelan and Douglas County Commissioners are talking about partnering up to establish a regional law library in the area. The discussion was part of a joint session of commissioners from both counties earlier in the week. Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor says they're exploring how developing a shared facility could save costs.
RCWs allow for counties to go together, so there would be an opportunity maybe to have a central spot for the actual physical volumes, but most of the legal work is done online, and is available, through other means, so electronic means. So it could be a cost savings, and that's what we're exploring at this time.
Commissioners also discussed other topics of shared interest, such as regional transportation and the $150 million federal grant they are applying for. Behavioral health and the development of the Parkside Mental Health Crisis Care Center were also on the meeting agenda. The Eastmont School District and the Wenatchee Valley YMCA are exploring a new partnership to continue to provide student care for Eastmont students. This will be a continuation of the current before care, after care, non-school daycare, and summer care for school-age children that Eastmont has provided for over 20 years. It will now become a program of the YMCA using facilities at Cascade and Grant schools. The fees will be similar to what is currently offered, and participants will be able to continue to remain active and engaged during out-of-school time. Career Connect North Central Washington, a collaboration of organizations including Wenatchee School District, received full funding of an $854,540 grant to support career-connected learning and youth-registered apprenticeships. The grant was awarded by Career Connect, a Washington statewide public-private partnership founded by Governor Jay Inslee that supports career-connected learning in order to prepare the workforce with the 21st century skills that employers need. The Career Connect NCW partnership includes organizations in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Okanagan, and Adams counties. The Chelan-Douglas County segment will receive $400,000 and includes Wenatchee School District, SkillSource, WorkSource, Wenatchee Valley College, the Apple STEM Network, and Chelan County PUD as the business champion. Well, Navy officials from the Whidbey Island Naval Air Station admitted yesterday to obscene skywriting on November 16th done by a Navy aircrew. The writing upset parents, and photos quickly made rounds on social media. Navy spokesperson Lieutenant Commander Leslie Hubble admitted to the air, saying U.S. Navy aircrew flying an electronic attacked aircraft assigned to Electronic Attack Squadron 130 based at Naval Air Station Whidbey Island flew an air pattern over Okanagan County on November 16th that left a condensed air trail resembling an obscene image to observers on the ground. Hubble called the act irresponsible and immature, and the Navy will hold the air crew accountable for those actions. The Vice Admiral of the U.S. Navy, T.M. Shoemaker, issued this formal apology. Quote, "As Commander, Naval Air Forces, I have unique authorities to maintain and enforce discipline while promoting and preserving the high standards for the entirety of naval aviation. Let me assure you that I personally held the aircrew in question fully accountable for their actions. Furthermore, I've addressed this issue with all of our aviation squadrons in the state of Washington and throughout the force. I impressed upon them that this immature act was counter to our culture, which values treating everyone with dignity and respect, and how this aircrew's actions contrasted directly with the excellence and discipline our aviators and sailors demonstrate daily in the operations around the world," unquote. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Come find your holiday gifts at Antique Mall at Cashmere this holiday season. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone, from coin enthusiasts to avid collectors. For do-it-yourselfers, this is the place to find your next repurposing project. What a great way to make your holiday gifts for someone special, using your keen eye to make something old and new again. Discover your next holiday gift in the Antique Mall at Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Thursday on the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from yesterday in girls bowling. The Wenatchee Panthers hosted Ellensburg at a non-league affair at Eastmont Lanes and picked up a 3-1 victory. Maddie Burrell and Holly Shipley were high bowlers for Wenatchee, each rolling a 150 on the prep calendar for today. First of all, in girls basketball, since they start things off first, Cashmere's on the road at Okanagan in Caribou Trail League play. 5:45 start time there. Manson's at Cascade to play in Leavenworth in a non-league tilt at 6, while Waterville Mansfield hosts Pateros also at 6 o'clock. In boys basketball tonight, it's all the same with the boys teams having the later start times. Cashmere at Okanagan at 7:15. Manson at Cascade at 7:30. Waterville Mansfield hosting Pateros also at 7:30. Boys swimming and diving here this afternoon. Wenatchee at Davis. They are probably still in the pool finishing that one up. It's hockey night tonight here on the NCW Life channel. Tonight we feature Wenatchee Wild's game from last Wednesday at the Town Toyota Center against the Trail Smoke Eaters. All starts at 7 tonight with Call of the Wild, where the voice of the Wild, Arch Ecker, sits down with Bliss Littler to talk about last week's games as well as the upcoming opponents this weekend. Littler admits it felt nice to come out strong against Trail last week.
I think in a lot of our minds, the 7-5 butt whooping we had up there November 1st, for me at least, and for our staff, it was still pretty fresh in our minds. So I was happy that we came out, and I thought we had a good effort. It was nice to score some goals against them.
Yeah, anytime you can put 7 up on the board, it's got to feel like things are churning in the right direction.
Also on Clarkie's Corner tonight, assistant coach Chris Clark sits down to get to know Noah Kim.
Best subject in school?
My favorite?
What you're best at?
History.
All right, what's your favorite?
None of them.
PE?
Lunch.
Well, that's not an option. All right, let's get to know your teammates a little bit. Which of the high school kids is best academically?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
All right. Is that you being truthful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hockey night tonight starting at 7 o'clock here on the NCW Life channel. Also be sure to watch closely for a couple special features during tonight's pregame show, where the Wenatchee Wild players put together a video inviting ladies to Ladies Night tomorrow night at the Town Toyota Center with Salmon Arm in town. And you'll also see a video promoting Saturday's Teddy Bear Toss. And speaking of the Wild, Arch Ecker will be our guest tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to talk about the weekend series with Salmon Arm in town. Well, the Seahawks continue preparations for their battle with the Rams this Sunday at CenturyLink Field. Head coach Pete Carroll says they'll have to be near perfect in all phases to get a win.
Heck of a matchup coming up, and against a team that's been playing great football and they've really turned everything around and have been enjoying a fantastic season. Saw a great matchup with the Rams playing Philadelphia last week. Two really big-time teams battling, and it was a heck of a football game. But so we have good stuff to look at. But man, we have a lot of respect for what they're doing in all phases. This is probably as well-rounded a team, and I've said that the last couple of weeks because we've been facing teams that just have their act together. These guys are great in special teams. They're playing terrific defense, and their offense is way out there, averaging over 30 points a game. So it's just we have to do everything right to have a chance, and that's what we're preparing to do.
Seattle trails the Rams by a game in the NFC West standings. LA's 9-4, Hawks 8-5. Seattle has an advantage in the division with a 4-0 mark, while the Rams are 3-1. That one loss coming back in Week 5, a 16-10 decision. Seattle with a victory. Kickoff Sunday on Fox TV is at 1:05 in the afternoon. Go Hawks. That's sports news. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. As the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive enters its final few days, we've been visiting with the organizations that will be distributing your toy donations around the area. On this morning's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Tom Nees of Serve Wenatchee Valley spoke of how many families benefit and how they receive their toys.
We adopt about 70 families, and that would represent almost 200 children. So we adopt them. We invite them in to participate in what we call the Glory of Christmas. We do life skills classes, and so to be a participant in this, they come to life skills classes, which were really exciting. We did a couple of different things this year. We had a YMCA class on health and wellness. We had a CPR class where they were able to come in and leave with a certificate, CPR certificate. We had conflict resolution, parenting classes, food handlers class to be able to go then and get their certificate for a food handler.
And according to NEWS, the toy drive often leads to bigger and better things.
Moments of time where this event, and I've heard stories of it, where they look back at this event and it became this remembrance of something that was encouraging to move down. You know, the toy under the tree is an amazing blessing, and it feels good to be able to give it. But there are folks that look back at this moment of receiving this that became life-changing.
Serve Wenatchee Valley is looking for volunteers to help wrap the toys. You can contact them by going to servewenatchee.org. We'll be back in just a moment with a recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community.
See us at the Plaza in Chelan for all your holiday needs.
Hey, this is Justin at Club Crow Bar and Grill reminding you it's your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Jam sessions and live bands playing a wide range of music. If pool tables or pull tabs are more your thing, we have you covered. Enjoy the fun and food at Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Time now for a recap of some of our top stories. Voters in Chelan and Douglas County will not be asked in February for a sales tax increase to pay for expanded public transit services. Link Transit's Board of Directors decided this week to cancel the special election that was previously set for February 13th and instead consider delaying it until later in the year. Link Board Chairman Kevin Overbay says they need more time to plan an informational campaign before asking voters for a phased increase in that sales tax.
We really want to make sure that it's transparent, that they understand exactly why it is that Link is asking for the increase in sales tax, what would actually be provided to the citizens with regards to the improvements to the Link system, and how that was going to look. And so, you know, realistically, we want to take a step back. We wanted to do our due diligence. We wanted to be transparent, and basically wanted to let them know, give the voters an opportunity to actually have all of that information, you know, in their hands before they actually cast their ballot.
I know here at the Transportation Council meeting this morning, there are also some questions about, well, why doesn't Link just raise the fares instead of going to the sales tax?
Yeah, the fares actually, even if they were to raise them, to double them, it would actually only provide about $600,000 additional revenue. The sales tax increase, which when you really break it down, it's about 2 cents, you know, once the 2 cent amount would be implemented, would be 2 cents on $10 or 20 cents on 100, would actually run about $8 per person or $24 a household. Really comes out to be about $6 million revenue versus the $600,000 revenue. And so realistically, by raising the fares, it would only generate 10% of what the sales tax would generate. So and that would not be enough to actually increase the services that were identified by those folks that took the survey that was sent out this last year.
Directors had proposed a 0.2% increase over the next 2 years to raise $6 million for more bus routes and increase the frequency of trips on some routes. The board will reconsider the issue in January. Officials with the city of Wenatchee hosted an open house Tuesday afternoon to explain some planned traffic revisions on the city's north side. The open house provided area residents information including maps and illustrations of 2 projects, the Western Avenue Springwater Street roundabout and Foothills Middle School crossing improvements were both explained, as well as plans to install flash beacons to control speeding in that school zone located on Maple Street. Those projects are on schedule for next spring. And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. Started out white this morning. We did see just a dusting of snow around the Wenatchee Valley this morning. Now a lot of fog is rolling in as we take a peek outside our weather window. And we are seeing those foggy conditions as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley and the Columbia River. It's let up a little bit from when the newscast started, but that's kind of our pattern. We will see some fog roll in. And keep in mind once again that we could see an icy or possibly snowy start to our Friday morning tomorrow. Our weather pattern today marks the return of low clouds and even scattered snow flurries, as we mentioned, around north central Washington this morning. A very weak weather impulse associated with a larger area of low pressure off the coast brought us that white stuff. The larger storm system will move inland from the northwest on Friday morning, bringing with it increased cloudiness and a chance for just some scattered showers Friday. But by Saturday afternoon, the low pressure area amplifies. The weekend will start off drier and cool under a northerly flow aloft, and then at least by Saturday night, Sunday morning, and probably through Tuesday, precipitation begins to develop in the form of a rain-snow mix for us in north central Washington as even a second storm system moves through our state. Not a lot of rain or snow accumulations are expected with this, though. Our afternoon high temperatures will also warm up on Monday, with highs then, maybe even Sunday, around 40 degrees. Let's take a look at that forecast now, and tonight we'll drop down to 29 degrees with cloudy skies. Keep in mind that start to Friday, although we will see some sun later in the day. As we kick off our weekend Saturday, 39 degrees, not bad, with some clouds, and then the wet stuff moves in on Sunday. About a 30 to 40% chance of it on Sunday and Sunday night, with temperatures moderating next week and another chance for some more precip by the time we get into Tuesday. Well, it's Christmas Spirit Week at Eastmont schools. A couple of special visitors came to bring the holiday joy to students. J.B. Seebeck has the story.
Yesterday, at Eastmont School District's Lee Elementary, Mischief and Snowflake from the Reindeer Farms in Leavenworth came to visit the students to help them celebrate Christmas Spirit Week. The reindeer served as a fun learning experience to wrap up 2017. They were also a good way to get students excited for Christmas. The interactive display allowed the kids to pet the reindeer and learn about the breed's heritage. Students learned the difference between caribou and reindeer, which are part of the same 5 subspecies, with the names being different around the world. Students were also able to hold Snowflake's old horns from last year, as each year reindeer, both the male and female, grow new horns. Reindeer can run up to 50 miles per hour and can swim 1 mile in under 10 minutes. But the students learned one key separation between reindeer and caribou, and that is, reindeer can fly. I'm Jay Seebeck, NCW Life News.
And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. Also, make sure you tune in to the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and then struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system, It's $99. It's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works. YourWorkoutRx.com.
Get the fastest internet available in North Central Washington by switching to LocalTel and get speeds up to 1,000 meg. Call 888-8888 today or go online to localtel.net.